Hi everyone, welcome here. My name is O-Sheena. I am going to be sharing all of the books that I read in December. So this is my December wrap up. Thank you for being here. I did a lot of reading in December. I'm really pleased with it. So I'm going to start by reviewing all of the non-Christmas books that I read, and then I'll do the Christmas book. So if you only want to watch one or the other, I understand. I'll leave timestamps. But here we go. So the first book that I read that wasn't Christmas was An Inconvenient Beauty by Christiane Hunter. This is the last book to the Hawthorne House series. So I finally did read it. I gave it 4 stars. I really liked it, but I have to say, like, the first 2 books were by far the best. Best humor, best characters. This one follows the oldest brother, and he does know that he wants to get married, or that he needs to get married to like have an heir, but he just feels like he can't trust anyone, and no girls kind of catch his eye, but then one does. And there's actually a little like ruse going on, or a little, you know, little sneak thing going on with her. So he's trying to figure her out, and she's trying to not catch feelings, and it was very Regency. It was very much that, because it was all about going to these different parties and dances. But I did really enjoy it. I liked these characters. I like her writing. So it was a good book. I'm glad that I read it. But yeah, 4 stars. And then you already know. Then I read Powerless by Lauren Roberts. And I first read it through the library. I have a whole review video for it. And then I bought myself some copies to read and enjoy. So this one I got from Amazon. I don't know how I found a paperback copy, but I did, because I feel like it's kind of hard to find them. And then I read it and I tabbed it, all my favorite spots, and there's a lot of them. Okay, and then I bought this at Walmart because I saw it, and Walmart has like the 20% off sticker like Target does. So I was like, you know, I'd love to have a hardcover version too. Okay, I just would. And because I also know that like I'm going to be getting Reckless, the next book, and it's going to be in hardcover when it first releases. So for them to match, I would like this copy as well. But rest assured, I'll probably get the paperback of Reckless too, if I like it. I hope I like it. But as you can tell, this is 5 stars, okay? So this is a YA fantasy romance about 2 characters where it alternates perspectives, which I love. We get the guy and the girl's perspective, which is much needed. And we're in this like kingdom where there are ordinaries and elites. Elites have like powers and ordinaries do not. The elites try to like extinguish the ordinaries. They don't want any of them to exist. They think they're like diseased and they should not be a part of society. So they either banish them or kill them. And so you follow a girl who is an ordinary, but she's pretending to be an elite. And then you follow the elite prince, who is going to be like the enforcer, who is like meant to literally slaughter the ordinaries. So he doesn't know she's an ordinary. They start catching feelings, and she's like, oh snap, we can't like each other. And so she like... And then on top of that, there are things called the trials, where it's kind of like a celebration of getting rid of the ordinaries. So they like celebrate the elites with all their powers. So they have like a certain group of elites that are basically fighting each other to win these trials, to win something. I don't even know. I never really caught on to that part. Whatever. So it is literally a mix of the Hunger Games and Red Queen. If you've read those series, Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins, Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, mash those together, Powerless, with epic amounts of romantic banter and tension. Okay, so there is a little bit of language in here, no F words, but like mild language, and then there's no bedroom scenes, and I'm just gonna say there's no bedroom scenes. If I say anything else, it will spoil how the romance goes, but just know that it is clean, okay? And this was one of my favorite books of the year. So yeah, I can't express like how much I loved this book reading it. So watch the video because you'll see like my true reactions, but very excited about this book, and I really hope that Reckless delivers. Okay, then while I was reading Powerless, I also had audiobooks on the go. So I got into Katie Bailey. Katie Bailey, I think is the author. So The Roommate Situation and then The Neighbor War. So these are like a little duology companion duology. The Roommate Situation. So this starts it off. So basically you follow this girl who lost her job, broke up with someone, and then drives to her brother's house, sneaks into her brother's house, and there is her brother's friend there. And they're both wanting to stay there while the brother's not there. So they make it work. and it is a romance between them. And it was really cute. Like, I really enjoyed the writing. Katie Bailey is definitely an author that I'm going to be watching. And it was close to 5 stars. There were just like certain things that like didn't get there for me. So it's more like a 4.5, and I think I gave it 4 on Goodreads. But it was really good. Like, I liked the writing. I liked the characters. It didn't feel too cheesy, and it was clean. They kissed and that's it. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. So that was good. And then The Neighbor War is the sequel. And this one, it's the enemies to lovers trope. So not my favorite trope in contemporary. So that kind of brought it down, because the first quarter, I would say, was very funny because you follow the brother from the first book and the neighbor. Yeah, the neighbor of the brother. So you already got to know both of them in the first book, and they have a romance, but definitely a lot of funny banter in the first quarter. And I was actually laughing like, oh, this is kind of funny, because they both do it back and forth really well. But then it went on just a little too long, to the point where I was like, girl, get over yourself. Like, you're being rude now, and he does not deserve this. So that was hard. So that, I think I gave it 3 stars. Yeah, I gave it 3 stars pretty much because of that. But I still thought the writing was good. I thought the character development was good. But yeah, just that trope itself isn't my favorite. So okay, then I have a video for this book as well. I read Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, right? There's like 2 Rebeccas. Rebecca Yarros is Fourth Wing. Rebecca Ross is Divine Rivals. Yeah, okay. Divine Rivals. So I have a video for this as well. Ultimately, like, I gave it 3 stars because yes, there was cute romance, but not until like halfway through the book, even further through. And leading up to that point, it was like just little crumbs of romance and mostly historical stuff going on. This is historical YA romance book. It has super cool concept, but like too much history in it, because there's this war going on, and these 2 characters are writers for newspapers, and they're also rivals at this paper. And then they each have a magical typewriter that can send messages magically back and forth to each other. So then they start chatting that way, but the girl doesn't know that it's the guy. The girl thinks it's her brother. So she's like pouring her heart out, and this guy's like, wow, I like this girl, but they're rivals at the paper. And then, I mean, yeah, the war comes into play quite a bit, like a quarter-ish, halfway-ish through the book. And I was just like, boring, you know? And then the romance really picks up at one point. So that was good. But by then I was still like, could have been sooner, please. Okay. And then there was no language that I remember, but there was a marriage bed scene. So it felt like it walked the line for me. So yeah, but I know other people who've read it and it wasn't a big deal. So like, I don't know. We all have our different boundaries, but all of that to say, I did request the second book through my library, so we'll see when it comes in. I am curious for how it ends, because it ends on a very intense cliffhanger. So yeah, I care enough that I like want to know how it all gets resolved. And this is like on people's favorites list, so I probably won't be recommending this book, but other people will. So like, take that for what you will. Okay, because of Powerless and Divine Rivals, I was in a YA fantasy mood. So I read this whole trilogy. I love this trilogy. I really do. So this is the Cursebreakers trilogy by Brigid Kemmerer. And so the first book is A Curse of Dark and Lonely. This was actually very popular when it first came out, and I bought into the hype. I loved it. I was really on board. I give this 5 stars. So this is like the classic fish out of water, but like, I don't even know if that's the name of the trope, but that's what I'm calling it. Fish out of water trope, where one of the characters gets taken out of their normal home and they have to like find their way in this new place, and the love interest helps them find their way. I love that trope, and that's what this is. This is also Beauty and the Beast retelling, and the characters, man, really good. So yeah, basically there is magic in this book, and I will say the magic can get quite evil / just gory and kind of gross. There's like torture magic in it. So be aware of that. It didn't cross a line for me though, because it felt very like, I don't know if the right word is like gratuitous, but like it felt fake. Like I was like, clearly I'm reading a YA magic story, and like, I'm fine with it, but to be aware, you know, they talk about blood and wounds a lot because there is like war happening as well. So there you go. 5 stars for this book. And then for the next two, Heart So Fierce and Broken, this is 4 stars. And then A Vow So Bold and Deadly is also 4 stars. Basically because I just loved the plot of this book. And these two plots just didn't hit that 5-star mark for me. Heart So Fierce and Broken follows one of my favorite characters, so that was nice. But I really liked the little romance that developed in this one. I liked the character development, really, really good character development in this one, so loved it. And then there is one scene, one like fade to black scene, that was very mild, but it is there, and no language, so that's good. And then for Vow So Bold and Deadly, there are 2 fade to black scenes and no language. And yeah, like really great conclusion. I liked how it wrapped up. And actually there is a companion sequel to this trilogy that I'm looking to check out as well. But regardless, whatever, I read these 3 books and it was really fun. I just was like, oh yeah, love this. So good. So from the same author, I decided to read Defy the Night as well because I like her writing. I wanted to try it out. And then I had seen some other booktubers reading it as well. So I was like, okay, now's the time. So Defy the Night, this follows a completely separate world, but it is similar. Like it's a YA fantasy and whole new like map to get to know and new characters. And this one, I liked it, but then there were parts that were slow. So that's the thing. But there is like a twist with one of the characters that got me so good. I had no idea it was coming. And when I read the like paragraph, like explaining things about this character, I was like, what? And then I had to go back and see like, what did I miss? How did this happen? So that was really good. I was impressed and she got me good on that one. So for that, I liked it a lot, but it definitely is slow. It's a slow story. So there's that. There's a lot more politics in this book and I mean, pretty good romance too though. No language that I can remember. And there is one like makeout scene that was like pretty hot and heavy, but like it was over pretty quick and that was it. So I should say you follow this kingdom where there is like a disease going around that has no cure. So there is one thing called the moonflower petal that like helps people get over the sickness. So everyone's trying to get this moonflower petal. And so you follow a girl who smuggles some and like helps poor people get it and like get healed. And she has a best friend that helps her do that as well. So I was like very excited for this Friends to Lovers story because clearly like if they're in the description together, they're going to be together. And that assumption just like it really brought it to the next level for me. I'll just say that. Okay, and then you also get perspectives of the prince of this kingdom. And you're seeing what's happening in the kingdom. And his brother is the king because their parents were killed. So there's that. You get both their perspectives and it's crazy. It's crazy. I had no idea. Okay, I had no idea. And I really enjoyed it for that. And then I liked the progression of the plot, but it just was slow. But I really liked the ending and it made me definitely want to read the next book. So that was good. So I would recommend it even though I gave it 3 stars. I'm hoping that the next one is a little bit quicker paced because this one was just too slow for me at parts. Okay, on to the Christmas books. This is a long wrap up because I did read a lot. So I read, here we go. I read the 12 Holidays by Emma St. Clair, and this was really stinking cute. I enjoyed it a lot. Like I gave it 4 stars, like solid 4 stars. Look at this cute stinking little book. Look at it. It's so little and cute. It's like 90 pages. What? And this is such a good Friends to Lovers story. I love Friends to Lovers, guys. I really do, especially in contemporary. So this girl like keeps going through bad boyfriends and she's so sad, but she has this one guy she always goes back to because when they were like, what, 13, she like went in for a kiss and he rejected her. So she was like, okay, he's not into me. And things were awkward for a bit and then they became friends again. So then they were just friends. And she was like, okay, he doesn't like me. Whereas inside he's like, I'm an awkward boy. Why? Of course I love her, but like, why did I push her away? So they both love each other, but they both think that, cause he thinks that she is just mad at him and doesn't like him like that. And then she thinks he's not into her. I just love that trope. I just do. Okay, it works for me. I think it's cute because clearly they always like talk and get together. So that's what happened, and it was very cute. So I really enjoyed this book. Okay, then I read Finally Christmas by T. Williams, and this is a brand new release for this author, and she is so lovely. She has a YouTube channel and an Instagram, so I'll link them down below. Go check it out because like her writing was very impressive for being a debut, and I actually gave this 5 stars because I just was very impressed. I really was, because I didn't expect much, to be honest, but I was very impressed. So basically it's a very short Christmas novella where you follow this girl who used to be in a Jehovah's Witness family. Was that right? Jehovah's Witness, I think. And she becomes a Christian, and she's the only Christian in her family. So she's trying to figure out this new Christian life, what the Christmas season looks like as a Christian. And I thought it was done so well. And like, it's alternating perspectives with the love interest guy. The love interest. Adorable. Okay? He sees her at church, thinks she's cute. Isn't that the dream? Okay, so yeah, I really enjoyed it. It definitely went by really quick, but I saw so much potential there. Loved the progression of the romance, and I loved the message too, like the Christian message. She had difficulties with her family because they were still Jehovah's Witness, and so that was really awkward, and there was like kind of a big scene about that, and I thought it was done really well. So definitely going to be watching out for more books by this author, and I definitely highly recommend this book. So yeah, check it out. Okay, I also read All's Fair in Love and Christmas by... Oh my goodness, I forgot the author. I'm so sorry. You're seeing the cover. It's fine. So this book, it had good parts in it, but it also was kind of frustrating. So I gave this like 3.5 stars, more like 3 stars, more like 4, between 3 and 4. 3, sure. So you follow this girl who has pretty severe anxiety, and the way that it comes out and how it affects her life, like, it was difficult to read, and a little bit I found it unrealistic, but like, who am I to say? No one's anxiety is the same, so there's that. And then it's like a workplace romance. You have to work together to put on like this Christmas party for their boss because they both want to get promoted. And so they're kind of rivals for that too, but they also have to work together because the boss said they have to. And she's always liked him. She thinks he's cute, and he's never noticed her before. And so it's kind of like the progression of their relationship. Lots of awkward things happen. And some of it was cute, some of it was endearing, but some of it was like really cringy. The faith was really good though. The girl's progression of faith and like how she went to God with her problems, but then also did need to seek actual help from medical professionals. I really liked that message. I liked the ending and stuff. I liked how it got there, but just like there were also things that stood out that I was like, okay, not my favorite thing to read about. It's fine. And then I did finally read Making It So by Patrick Stewart, and this is his memoir. This is his autobiography, and I enjoyed it. It's extremely long, and it is literally almost, it felt like a play-by-play of his entire life up to now, which is long. He's done a lot. So I definitely like got drugged down by all of the plays that he did. Like, he explained every single play that he ever did. And I was like, dude, I just want to hear about Star Trek. That's why I'm reading this book. I want to hear about Star Trek. Because I watched Star Trek The Next Generation with my dad. That was a bonding experience. I watched the whole series with him. So I know Star Trek Next Generation. And then also I watched him in the X-Men movies. So that's what I care about, okay? And those were like far off chapters. So I will admit I skipped some chapters on the audiobook, but highly recommend the audiobook. He reads it himself and it's just glorious. He's such a good reader. His accents and stuff, like, he's an amazing performer for sure. And so, you know, just look up the chapters that you want to read and skip the rest. You wouldn't miss anything. Although it was interesting to hear his relationship history as well, because he's got some tea in his relationship history, like Mr. Stewart. How dare you? But still, I was really happy to read it. I don't regret it. I would recommend it if you like him as a person and like his stuff. I liked how it added to my interest in him. I still like him as a person, so that's nice. And yeah, that's it. That's all I'm going to talk about. Those are all the books. Thank you for watching this, you guys. I'll write them all down below, and I will link them on Amazon down below if you want to find them on Amazon and buy them. If you do that, I get a commission for it. So thank you for clicking those links if you do. And thanks for watching, guys. Wow, we did it. New videos coming soon, but it's a busy week for me this week, so hang in there for me. But we're coming, and I love you all, and have a good day. Bye.